Have you ever worked insanely hard at something, only to see absolutely zero results? You put in the hours, you sacrificed your sleep, you did everything right, and yet nothing changed. So you quit, just like 90% of people do. But what if I told you that your effort was not actually wasted? What if it was simply stored? We all know the painful cycle. You start a new business, you commit to the gym, you start building a brand. For the first 3 weeks, your motivation is sky high. You are putting in the work, checking the boxes, and waiting for the massive payoff. But by day 21, the brutal reality sets in. Your bank account looks exactly the same. Your life looks exactly the same. Because we live in a world of instant downloads and next-day delivery, our brains are wired to expect immediate rewards. When the reward does not come, your brain starts playing a dangerous psychological trick on you. It whispers, "This is not working. You are just wasting your time." The frustration builds, the dopamine crashes, and right when you are on the verge of a massive breakthrough, you walk away. This is the exact graveyard where dreams die. In his phenomenal book, Atomic Habits, James Clear gives this graveyard a name. He calls it the Valley of Disappointment. Society has brainwashed us into believing that progress is strictly linear. We think that if we put in 1 unit of effort, we should immediately see 1 unit of result. But human psychology and real-world success do not work that way. True outcomes are almost always delayed. Imagine an ice cube sitting on a table in a freezing room. The room is 25 degrees. You start heating it up. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Still nothing. You feel like a total failure. But then you hit 32 degrees. The ice begins to melt. A 1-degree shift seemingly unlocked massive sudden change. But it was not that single degree that did the work. It was the stored, invisible energy of all the degrees before it. When you are suffering in the valley of disappointment, your labor is not being wasted. It is being stored. So how do you survive this valley without quitting? You must execute a complete psychological shift. You have to stop obsessing over your goals. Goals are entirely about the results, and staring at a result that isn't here yet only creates misery. Instead, you must become obsessed with your systems. Systems are about the daily processes that lead to those results. Do not focus on making $10,000. Focus on making 1 perfect sales call every single day. Do not focus on getting 1,000,000 views. Focus on writing 1 undeniable script. When you fall in love with the system, you stop needing immediate validation. You stop looking at the ice cube, and you just keep turning up the heat. Surviving the valley of disappointment is what separates the amateurs from the elite. When that stored energy finally releases, the world will call you an overnight success. But there is a hidden danger once you start building these powerful systems. If you do not change 1 deep, underlying psychological belief about who you actually are, you will subconsciously sabotage all of your new wealth before you can even enjoy it. We will expose the terrifying power of your internal identity in the next video.